My dream P365 xMACRO build and setup. Let's talk about it. First, welcome to the channel, everybody. Drop a like, consider subscribing for more informative and organic content like this. We have a tier 1 concealed access elite holster. This is pretty much the only holsters I rock. Y'all see I even have one for my other everyday carry with my Glock 43X. It's the tier 1 concealed access elite holster. I do have a tier 1 concealed wedge right there. This one helps a lot. It's a lot better than the other wedges that I've used. But let's talk about this build right here and how I came up with this build and how it pretty much came along throughout the last few months. I am rocking Hornady critical defense rounds in both of my everyday carries, but this gun is clear. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm not going to do all that extra stuff, but this gun is clear. So let's talk about it. You can probably tell it looks different from an original xMACRO. So pretty much the only thing that we have from SIG here is the fire control unit, which you guys can see I swapped out the trigger bar. And we also have the shortened 3.1 inch P365 slide, which is the smaller model. We have the 3.1 inch slide, and then that gave us room to put on the Ramjet Afterburner compensator with an aftermarket xMACRO grip here. So I'm actually going to do this so the camera stops focusing on my face and you guys can really see this thing. But it's surprising, it's still surprising how small this thing is and how slim this thing is. It's wild. I got a 43X I can size compare here, but let's go over the build real quick first. So the grip module, since we have a fire control unit from SIG, everything can be modified on this gun. The grip module is an xMACRO grip module from Icarus. Now this is the cheaper version, or I wouldn't say cheaper, the more budget friendly version. I think this one was $130 compared to, you know, SIG's normal grip is like $90 to $100. But also their Wilson Combat, SIG's Wilson Combat's grip, which is actually pretty good, is like you can find those around $70. But this one for Icarus is more of their budget option. But I really like this one for a few reasons. And I did explore with the Wilson Combat grip, and I ended up still going with this. I got both of them to compare and contrast. But a few reasons why I like this grip module is because this extreme undercut lets you get really high on the gun. Your middle finger gets really, really high, and you can see how high my hand can get on this, helping to mitigate that felt, or not the felt recoil, but just the muzzle flip of the gun. And it also has a double undercut right here, so I can get my support hand under, and I could really get a real nice grip. Where's my watch? That tan line is terrible. I could really get a nice grip here with this grip module. Also, the texturing is amazing on this. The texturing is amazing on this grip. And we have a flared magwell. Usually I'm used to spending another $100 on a magwell whenever, you know, I'm with my Glocks and all that. This magwell isn't too big to carry, but it's super big to pause. It's real big for the reloads. It is amazing for the reloads. So I have a double undercut, amazing undercuts here. Really good stippling on this. We have a magwell here, and we have a gas pedal, as you guys can see from my thumb here. So the grip on this thing is nasty. Now, that is for the Icarus grip. I do want to explore their aluminum grip, which is more expensive. It's like $400, but I would love to explore that thing. I'm just in love with this build right now, so I'm going to keep it how it is. For the red dot, I got the Lee Cat Pro. Now, this thing is a beast. I used to only rock, whenever I first got an everyday carry, I used to only rock the Holosun 407K, 507K, but I think this thing clears. The sight, the window size is bigger. I actually have a Holosun here that I can compare it to. Now this thing was on my Glock 43X, but I removed it for a couple reasons. One was the window size, and two is because the Lee one's actually direct mount, and for the Holosun you have to get an adapter plate, and I really like that direct mount. But you guys can see the window size on these things. It's the window size is just a lot bigger with the Lee Cat Pro here. And, you know, they're direct competitors. I just really love the Lee Cat Pro. And I really do think it's replacing the Holosun, at least the 407K. The Holosun EPS carry is an amazing red dot. If I can get one day, I would love to have that. But talking about the budget optics here, the 407 507K, I think they get cleared by the Cat Pro by Lee. For the light, we got the TLR 7X sub. Nothing too exciting there, just pretty normal stuff going on. But you guys can see on the slide here, we got the Ramjet Afterburner barrel and compensator. So we had the 3.1 inch smaller version of the P365. We got that slide, but with the barrel and compensator, this kind of flushes out with the Icarus xMACRO frame. And there are pros and cons to it. I'm not gonna lie. I see a lot of videos now, especially with it came out for the Glock 43X and the Glock 48. There was some downsides to this. I'll talk about that later. Now the trigger shoe you can see is different. It's from xMACRO, their short stroke trigger shoe or something like that. It was real easy to install. And this pretty much, I forget the description exactly, but it kind of makes the pre-travel just a little bit better. If you guys don't know, with SIG triggers, there's not a lot of room here, so the SIG trigger actually sticks out more, and there's not a lot of room for your finger. You know, if you're wearing gloves, that could be a downside if it's cold or whatever, but you get more room here for your finger, and the travel isn't as much, and it's pretty much right. The break is at 90 degrees, so it's real nice. And then you're gonna see the reset here. It goes back to the 90. It's gonna break at the 90 again. And I did have the xMACRO trigger spring kit in here, and I really love that thing. You know, I like lighter triggers. Really helps with my accuracy, follow-up shots, all of that. But I had to take the trigger spring kit out. Now, before I got the Ramjet barrel and comp, I had the trigger spring kit in here, and it shot flawlessly, right? But after I paired that with the Ramjet barrel and compensator, I got a lot of light primer strikes. Like every mag had a light primer strike or 2 light primer strikes. But the trigger spring kit was fine until I put the Ramjet barrel and compensator in. So it was fine. It's a good product, but I don't think they can work together. I was using Winchester ammo, and Winchester, it has a harder primer, right? But even with other ammo that I had, I still got a couple light primer strikes. So it was tough. I really like the feeling of that lighter trigger. But even with this trigger shoe, it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. I like this trigger way better than, you know, my Pops has an xMACRO. And I like this trigger feel way more. And all this is just a trigger shoe swap. But whenever I put the original spring, the trigger spring kit back in here, I went back to the range. It shot flawless, not one hiccup on this gun. Now, this gun is pretty much my dream setup. I would love to explore the aluminum grip module and see how that thing shoots, because this thing shoots flat, like real flat. Especially with the undercuts, you can get real high up on the gun, with both hands. Add in the Ramjet Afterburner or barrel and compensator. This thing shoots amazing for a concealed carry gun. Now, this thing is amazing, especially with the whole holster setup, extra mag. I did buy, I have 4 mags for this now, which if you don't know, SIG mags are incredibly expensive. They're like 55, 65 bucks. I did buy an extended mag, but I just don't put it in here because it sits up too high. Whenever I ordered this holster, I ordered it without the extended mag. Usually when you order, you know, with the extended mag, whenever you order the holster, they'll drop this mag sidecar a little bit, so the extended mag will come flush up here. But I didn't do that. But 17 rounds as a spare mag is still fine for me. But this is my dream setup. I love how this shoots, especially for a carry gun. This thing shoots amazing for a carry gun. It has the gas pedal, has the double undercuts, the deep undercuts. I can get real high up on the gun. It's a slim gun. It has the arguably the best compensator for a concealed carry pistol on the market right now. It has the flashlight. It has the red dot on it. This thing's amazing. The only issue that I might have in the future. Now, I fixed everything. I've been shooting this gun for months. I've been building this setup for months. You know, I've had issues here and there. I fixed the issues, and this thing now shoots flawless. The only thing that I'm worried about is, if you guys know anything about the P365s, is their striker will randomly break at any round count. So that's kind of what I'm going to keep shooting thousands and thousands of rounds through this. I did buy whenever I built this, I bought the base P365, the small model, and that's how I built, you know, I built all this from that. But I did buy it used. I don't know how much it got shot before I bought it. And I'm kind of just, it's tough carrying something that has an issue like a striker breaking, and I'm just watching out for it. And I'm kind of just ready for it. A lot of people don't carry P365s because of that issue, and it happens so much. And they don't want that to happen in a concealed carry gun because that would be terrible. It's not something like a jam where you can tap, rack, and get back to work. It's something big. So that's the only issue. Some people have a P365 and they've never had an issue like that, but it is a pretty, occurring issue for a lot of people. And some people say P365 xMACROs are a little harder to carry. They stick with the P365X. With an X grip module would still be amazing here, but I love that extra grip. And it's not hard to carry. What's hard to carry is your holster choice. I promise you, whenever you actually invest into a holster and into a belt, guns like this can become incredibly easy to carry. This Glock 43X, people say, is insanely easy to carry. But if we put them really side by side, let's talk about it. If we put them side by side, the xMACRO is going to have a little bit more of a grip, and that's what people really have a problem with. But I don't have a problem carrying this at all. I think Harrington Arms kind of compared this a little bit better. And he compared like the weight and size exactly. And these can't be. The xMACRO is easy to carry for me. That's all I'm saying. But if you want to see more about this 43X build, it's the last video on my channel. Just go check it out. The capacity, the shootability, the grip on this thing. This gun has everything I could possibly want out of a concealed carry gun. The reason why I'm picking the xMACRO over the new Canik Prime, which the Canik Prime has an amazing trigger. Amazing reset. That Canik Prime feels insanely good. It's amazing. What the Canik Prime doesn't have is the modularity that this has. This has been around for a while, and you can get so much aftermarket stuff that really fits your needs with this gun. I got the only thing that I have from when I bought the original gun is the slide and the fire control unit. That's it. I've got everything aftermarket, and it's been amazing. Aftermarket stuff is arguably better most of the time than the original stuff. That's why aftermarket stuff is here. They listen to the customers, they listen to the feedback from the people, and then they get to work. Like this grip, I can't get over this grip. I can get real high on the gun. I can get real high on the gun. And then I got this gas pedal here for my thumb. And then I got the compensator. And if I get a really good grip, double undercut on this, high up on the beaver tail, and add in that Ramjet Afterburner, the barrel and comp, this thing on a carry gun, the dot barely leaves the sight picture. Now my only issue with this would be, and it's not even an issue, would be I want a lighter trigger just because, I like lighter triggers. I think, but I'm going to show the targets after I'm shooting with this, which it wasn't far. It was maybe 5 yards, 7 yards maybe. But that's statistically where all concealed carry, stuff happens, right in there. And I'm firing away. I'm even speeding up. I'm shooting pretty slow, but I'm speeding up here and there. And look at the targets. Look at how I'm shooting with my everyday carry gun. At a statistically, what's going to happen if I ever have to use my concealed carry gun. This thing's amazing. I wish it had a lighter trigger. I wish it had a really good trigger. That's kind of why I like Glocks. Everybody loves the fire control units because of the modularity, which I do too. I absolutely love this build. But I low-key love the drop-in trigger system that Glock provides too. A fire control unit's probably the future, but there's pros and cons to both. I wish the trigger was just a little bit lighter. With practice though, you can see I'm getting really good with this gun. Like I said, I might explore the aluminum grip with this, but I think I have to get another holster with that, which that'll be pretty tough. That's a whole nother investment. But this gun, what more could I want out of a everyday carry firearm? What more could I want? This thing's a beast. It's a beast, and I'm confident with it. I can conceal carry with it. I have the capacity, 17 rounds with a 17 round extra mag. I have a compensator on there. What more could I want from this build? I don't know. But this is one of my concealed carry, EDCs in the rotation right now, along with my Glock 43X. Y'all let me know what you guys think about this build here. If you guys would change anything about it. Again, I'm rocking Hornady critical defense rounds, 17 rounds here. This thing with the holster setup, with my belt setup, has been amazing so far. Consider dropping a like. Consider subscribing. I'll catch you on the next one.